G'day, Brendan Torpy from AGF Seeds R&D here. 1st of June we are today, and we're just standing in our winter feed gap forage evaluation trial that we've set up here at Smeaton this year. The aim of this trial is to look at different cultivars and varieties that everyone looks at for winter feed value, that being ryegrass, cereals, brassicas, including forage brassica, turnips, winter canola, as well as winter feed mixes there as well. And so it's a fully replicated trial highlighting some of our different varieties in all of those different cultivars. And both from a measurement and visual and learning perspective, I think there's a lot to come out of this trial. And as I said, we're here at the 1st of June, and this trial was sown on the 5th of April. So if we just slowly walk through, we'll start with ryegrasses here. So we've got our Italian ryegrass here, Extend, our new AGF late annual ryegrass, currently 17122 to be named later in the year, as well as our perennial, tenacious, and our hybrid ruler behind it. So that really highlights how ryegrasses of all different species performing from that early April sowing as we start winter. And then we step into our cereals, and I think there's some great visual things to see here. We're looking at winter barleys in here. We're looking at new novel forage wheats, and with the inclusion of Marley forage oats here as well. And this really shows a winter wheat here. It's still quite prostrate and not at this stage, at early June, not offering significant biomass for forage value. But you look at that compared to an oat, and that is chalk and cheese. And whilst that's nothing startling, it really highlights where some of these key products fit in terms of their performance for when you want that winter feed and when you want to fill that winter feed gap. So another winter wheat here to the right of Big Red. We've got Newton winter barley, rye corn, as well as Moby barley there as well. So looking at a range of species there, and then further down here we've got our brassicas. So this comprises tillage radish, winter canola, forage brassica, as well as leafy turnips in here also. And finally, down this end we have our forage blends, so our Cool Cover and Wintermax species, as well as some of our different grass blends as well. And so right now, from that early April sowing time, we can see that some of these forage blends, particularly with the cereal components, they're really standing up and looking like they're going to deliver some significant early winter feed. So the plan here is in the next couple of weeks, as our top line varieties hit probably their first grazing time, we'll complete a simulated grazing evaluation with our mower and catcher. We'll do dry matter assessments across the whole site, and then that'll be continued throughout the winter and spring to evaluate the performance of each of those different varieties in their different cultivar groups throughout the winter. And just as a visual observation, 1 month later sowing time, that trial that we've just walked through fully replicated, and there we are. So again, nothing tremendously obvious there, I guess, but it just shows you that 3-week delay in sowing time in the autumn, what that can mean on the 1st of June as we approach first grazing time here, versus weeks away, 6 to 8 weeks at least away from being able to even consider grazing that later autumn sowing. So some interesting data to come from this one this year.